Hi, Peter Charles here, Folk for Life Photography. And I'd like to talk to you about my Ricoh GRIIIx. It's the one with the 26.1mm lens, and why I will be getting rid of it. And it's nothing to do with the camera. There are some fiddly bits associated with the camera, which we might as well talk about now, but they aren't the real reason. First off, you can see that it has a door here and a gap, and when you power it up, the lens extends. Well, that draws in a lot of dirt. So the first thing I did was go out, get myself a nice lens hood that just snaps on. You know, keeps the dust out. You can put it in your pocket, works like a charm. But it chews batteries like you wouldn't believe. And especially since I'm not very good with rear screens, I would usually on a bright day turn the screen brightness way up and you chew through the battery like mad. So I ended up having to get another battery. And I don't know what this is supposed to do. It's a tiny little strap. I wanted to put on my peak straps, but unfortunately you can't get that into that little gap. So I had to buy myself another strap. So you can see it starting to add up. Lens cap, battery, another strap. So, I mean, I was putting money into this thing. I fully intended to use it and to take a lot of great shots with it. It was going to be one of my main street cameras. I mean, I have the X100. Whoops, come back here. And the X Pro. So, you know, I was all set for street. You know, the little pocket camera and the bigger cameras and the interchangeable lens camera. I was good to go. What I found, though, was I was not getting any really good keepers from this. And the simple reason is I am crappy shooting like this with the screen. I just don't compose very well. And, you know, straight lines getting crooked, things that I should want to get square or not square. It's just I don't compose very well with the screen. And I knew that before I bought the camera, which is the silly part of the process. But I thought I could train myself to learn to use the screen properly. And plus, I knew this camera had the snap focus, which I thought was really cool. I mean, I wish the X100 had the same kind of capability. It sort of does, but it's not quite the same as this. This snap focus is great. You know, and the pocket size is so small. It just fits in your pocket. Yeah, it's great. I thought, you know, and now they've got the 26.1 millimeter lens, a 40 millimeter equivalent. I'm really good to go. I mean, this is my favorite focal length for working on the street is around 40 millimeters in 35 millimeter terms. And I have to be honest with you, I just can't get used to working on the screen. And so the reason why I'm going through all this video is that if you're interested in buying a GR and you're like me, you're used to using viewfinders all the time. I mean, even my little point and shoot has a viewfinder. And you want to adapt to this, be aware. It's a different ballgame. I mean, we all have smartphones, and I hardly ever use mine to take a picture. It's just, you know, if my biggest reason for taking pictures with my smartphone is I'm at the grocery store and I think what my wife wants. I take a picture of it, text it to her and say, is this the right thing? And she'll say yes or no. I think I've done more of that than any other kind of photography with my phone. So I'm not great with screens. And you can tell with the gray hair, I grew up with viewfinders. And it just doesn't work for me. So bottom line here is if you're going to go buy a Ricoh GR, great little camera. It's got its weak points, as I say, the dirt problem, the battery problem, those sorts of things. But there are ways around it. You can deal with it. It's a beautiful little camera to use. I enjoy using the thing. But the reality is, if I go out with the Ricoh and I go out with my X100, guess which one I'm using? This one doesn't even come out of my pocket. So it is a shame, but I will be getting rid of it. And I would just say as a caution to anybody looking to buy this, it doesn't come with a viewfinder. You can buy optical viewfinders, so don't jump in the comments and say, oh, there's optical viewfinders. I know that. I'm not interested in them. I would prefer a proper electronic viewfinder. It's a mirrorless camera. Give me a good EVF with all of the details in it. So It's going to be going in a couple of weeks. It's going to be traded in, and you know, it's going to cost me some money, and I should have known ahead of time. But as I say, it's a cautionary tale. If you are not a hardcore rear screen user, you may find jumping onto the camera like this to be less than great. Not because there's anything wrong with the camera, is because it takes a different approach and different thinking and a different eye to compose well with it. So take that for what it's worth. It's just a little personal story. And it doesn't apply to everybody. Some people love these things and they're great with rear screens and they always use their phones. I'm not one of them. So give that some thought if you're thinking about buying a GR3. As I say, lovely camera, but you've got to be good with that rear screen. Cheers.